Happy Wednesday, everybody. We got sponsored by the color white. Just like the Twitch admins, apparently.
Twitch is back online, and so are we.
5
the sky
seconds.
is blue, but Twitch is white. We are not live.
I said here, but
So
the
is
servers were shite. Yeah. For those of you that missed it, the Twitch webpage, well, everything Twitch desktop was down for 25-ish, 30 minutes. When they loaded the page, it was just a white page, which was weird and annoying, which is why we are late. Technically we aren't, we just started, but things are as they are. How are you all doing?
Welcome to White Space.
Welcome to White Space. You've been here as long as you remember.
Not everyone had the same
no.
issue.
Thankfully,
I
no.
have no clue. Maybe it was a European thing. Most of the people I saw who had a problem were
5
from Europe.
seconds after Twitch support made a tweet, we're working on it, it worked. 5 seconds after that, Mortenard sent the message like, it works. So, I feel it was European. Mortenard, you are now an honorary European. Hello Mortenard, congrats on being first. Nami, congrats on being second. Hello Ranger, congrats on being first. Hello Honest Psycho, hello Evie. Hello everybody, how are you all doing? Happy Wednesday. Tifa had a story prepared for you all and now Twitch ruined it. Tifa, what happened to you today?
Are you okay?
No.
Did you have Red Bull or something?
No, but tech issues make me a bit like this, yeah. They make me Hulk out.
Jack out.
Come on, River, say no more. Hello Snowy Snowish, how are you all doing? Tell us everything. Well, Tifa tells us the story we wanted to actually start the stream with, but then Daddy
Such a bad
was...
segue.
There is no segue for this. Tifa, story now.
I don't really like the way you did that segue. It brings me out of it.
Every day.
Guess Twitch just says beef with a specific group of people. Yeah, sometimes servers be weird.
Twitch listened to Tifa yesterday making fun of me for being German and went like, yeah, you know what? I deserve it.
It was karma. It absolutely was. Even though I already feel like I got my karma, actually I did nothing to deserve that karma. Funnily enough...
Here's the segue, there you go.
Gotta get the story out before Twitch shuts down again.
Exactly, that's why we don't have time for segues today. We're living on the edge. Do it!
I just thought it was really funny. Like a couple of weeks ago, I think it was now, we were talking about like car crashes, if some of you still remember. And today, I was in a car crash. In the literal sense, but also like very not. Like I was walking home after work, like doop-de-doop, going home, it's way too warm, going back.
How's that a fun story?
It kind of is, honestly. I crossed the street light and I had green. I promise you it was green for me. And I wasn't really paying attention while crossing. Like I saw it was green, I crossed, I was on my phone a bit, trying to catch a Bulbasaur on Pokemon Go.
She makes it seem like the street she needs to cross is a mile wide, but it's not.
Nah, it's just a few steps. And from the corner, I knew there were like cars waiting before, and from the corner of my eye I see this one car come closer very slowly, but I'm not really paying it any mind. I'm not paying attention to it.
Because it's not like it's driving.
And all of a sudden, car goes boop against me. So basically, this woman just wasn't paying attention and let her car roll down onto the road while I'm crossing, and this car just goes bloop.
There's a very minimal decline in the... I have no idea what the word is.
I don't even know how she did it, but she ran into me and I'm just standing there
downhill
like,
at the least steep angle you've ever seen. Like if you put something with wheels on the sidewalk, it will, depending on how heavy it is, it will very slowly start moving by itself. So apparently this person wasn't stepping on the brakes.
I have no clue. I don't have a license. I don't know how you get your car rolling.
So Tifa wasn't involved in a car crash.
It did crash into me.
Tifa,
Just at an extremely low speed.
So you...
It was a car boop.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say.
I was involved in a car boop.
You've been booped in the leg by a car.
No.
Nobody got hurt, thankfully. Did the driver at least apologize to you?
No.
Were you both not paying attention, or?
Excuse me, I had green. I just need to cross.
Tifa, you are aware that when you are outside in traffic, you also should check what other people are doing, not just you yourself? Even if you're walking?
Well, I thought it was kind of funny. Anyway, no harm done. I walked on, she booped off, I guess.
Tifa's indestructible confirmed. I mean, I'm happy it turned out this way and nothing actually happened. But I promise you this, if that had been me that got grazed by the front of a car, it would have taken me everything to not pull the driver out of the car, because like negligence when somebody is operating a vehicle gets me from 0 to 100 in split seconds. I have absolutely zero patience with that. Like the moment you're on a bicycle, the moment you're behind a wheel, on a motorbike, whatever, you need to pay attention. And like, now it's a haha, I got booped by a car. Imagine if a car would have been slightly faster and it wouldn't have been you but a kid.
I mean, it could have been worse, I guess.
Nothing
but it
happened.
Wasn't, so it doesn't really matter at this point.
It's a funny haha story how Tifa got booped, but...
But
of course nothing happened, she's indestructible. She needs to hunt down James McAvoy, doing multiple personalities while being teamed up with Sam Jackson. You could be the next Bruce Willis.
I mean, who knows? I feel extremely destructible right now. Like
Oh, how's your arms?
My arms are tingly, they still
Can you do this?
I can do that, but I feel it. I feel the pull.
Aww.
Like every Wednesday at work, we currently have this moved lunch break kind of thing where we have
Where they watch sad movies and then they all cry.
Where we have some gym instructors come to work, and then basically for like 45 minutes you do work exercises with them outside in the park.
That's
so
nice.
I took some stuff along, and this week was brutal.
But was it fun?
I mean, we had fun with the group, but like my body hurts, and it kind of shows. Like he's like, "Oh, we're gonna do something that's not anstrengend." That's the English word.
Not very
taxing.
intense. Yeah.
Not very
because
intense.
you still need to be able to work afterwards.
And I'm like standing in this weird position, like falling. I'm like, I thought you said not intense. Oh, it was
Tifa,
so hard.
I'm super happy for you, and I'm gonna let you finish, but I just need to tell you that I finally got you.
With working out?
You've just said, while the camera is rolling and the microphones are picking us up, that you did exercise and it was fun.
But
No.
No. I have said this before on stream. I do not have a thing against exercise in general. I have a thing against going to the gym.
Not my point.
I do not like going to the gym, and that is what you want to do, and
Not
that is
my
what I'm
point.
thoroughly against. And
No,
I have said
not what I'm talking about.
several times on stream as well that I'm willing to compromise and do like a course that we can do together.
Are you done now?
Yes.
It's about you
Yes, it's very
saying
different.
multiple times in your life to me, and I'm pretty sure to all of you as well, that you don't understand how people can exercise and enjoy it. Any type of exercise is not fun, and you
in the gym.
finally experienced it yourself. And I'm very happy for you. I just want to point out
In the
that you have
gym.
finally found something where you can relate to all the people that go, I'm doing this to stay fit and I'm enjoying it. And you finally know what it feels like.
It's just fun because we can all suffer and have fun with it in like a larger group, and it's only for like half an hour to 45 minutes. and once a week, and not like every day, and you're not going to a gym torturing yourselves, because that is not fun. Also, I've done more sports in my life than you have.
That is true. Not that there's any traces left of that on you.
I mean, that is true, but you definitely didn't do any. Oh.
I've had gym classes, does that count?
But seriously, today was brutal.
I've run after a bus once.
And it was really warm.
It looks like this weekend it starts cooling down over here. With lots of rain, but I'm okay with it, I can just stay inside.
Yeah,
right now we're still at like the 100-degree range, and like this is weird. Outside right now it's cooler than in here, and that's not because of the lights and everything, it's because the building is hot. Warm. It's slightly annoying.
Yeah, but we'll get there. It's all good.
Talking about annoying things, I just remembered this. Honest Psycho, if you can hear me right now,
how was your first day back at work?
Two geniuses, one thought. While you tell us this, I'm gonna torture Tifa some more and tell her to please give us a recap of what happened the last time we played Zero Escape Virtue's Last Reward, which was...
I feel that.
Were your colleagues happy to see you? Happy to have you back at least?
It always feels nice for like the... How long did you have off, by the way? Just half a week or also last week? But it always feels nice, like the first 5 minutes, maybe?
Just kidding, it was fine. I'm happy to hear that.
Like when you see everyone...
2 weeks.
Oh, 2 weeks is nice. But then it's like you check your emails depending on what job you do, and you... After 2 weeks, I usually have like 1,200 emails.
Most of them are automated. More. People don't spam her with messages every second she's gone.
No, you'd be surprised.
Do they? Where's Tifa? Where's Tifa? Where's Tifa?
I'm gonna...
Sounding like me when she's gone.
I'm gonna spend this first day just reading my emails, and then tomorrow I'm officially back.
I've become so good / experienced / efficient at this that usually I'm done reading all of my emails. Like per week I end up with about 250 to 300 that I need to check. Office work. I'm usually done within 3 or 4 hours depending on what exactly happened. Most of it is just like, okay, if I just skip to the last email in the thread, I see what the latest status is and I can just skip all of this. So I'm just
a lot of stuff is usually already taken care of, and then you can just go boop, doop, 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 but still, gotta read it all, word for word. Maybe again.
Usually not in my case. Doing manual assembly for industrial stuff with a bit of metal work, small scale. That sounds really fancy. Is there welding involved? I've always found it amazing that people like put on these like all of this already sounds super fancy and not like I could do it, but like welding has like this special spot in my heart where it's like people use this intense heat in a tool
right in front of their face.
Right in front of their face, and they use this helmet thing with a visor, and they just put things together, and then they get fused together. It's really cool. Just putting stuff together. Still interesting.
But 2 weeks vacation is so nice.
Yeah, I would like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We still got 4 weeks this year. Over 3 months.
I mean, that is true. It's not like we don't have vacations
We'll get there. Pick up a screwdriver. That's not bad. I used a tool yesterday, a mini screwdriver, because I bought a monitor stand for over there. You can see it on the very edge behind Tifa.
Oh wow.
What?
The screen is now, the desk is now no longer clear and pure. There's stuff in the corner.
And I put that thing together with my own hands. Took me 5 minutes. I was really proud of myself. It consisted of putting 6 planks of wood together with like 5 screws.
Doesn't look very straight. And it's a bit wobbly. Oh, that's really loose. Boop. But that's supposed to be loose.
Talking about wobbly and maybe having a screw loose. Tifa!
I kid, you did so amazing on this.
Recap, please. What happened the last time in Zero Escape Virtue's Last Reward?
Stop that.
Never.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. She does. If you do me like that, I'll do you like that. Now, recap. Go into this camera.
Recap. We're still playing Virtue's Last Reward. We're not really done yet, even though we've had an ending, which was on the betraying route. We decided to betray a sick little unconscious kid and went full.
We went full evil Sith Lord.
Basically.
And got 9 BP for Sigma and Clover.
Oh yeah, true. Clover also got it. Then we used Clover as a decoy and tried to make a run for the door ourselves so that we could escape and, you know, fuck everyone else.
Yeah, I mean, YOLO.
It didn't work. We got caught. Alice pushed Clover out of the door so that at least Clover can try to get
We
some
were
help.
unable to escape because Sigma, in his infinite wisdoms, didn't account for the fact that the 9 door opens
slowly.
at this speed.
That's absolutely on purpose.
This is the fast version, by the way.
That reminds me, the best way to escape is to then just go, you know what? I know I have 9 BP, but I'm gonna stick around until everyone has 9 BP.
Yeah.
And then walk away with everyone. Like, kill your time, and then when they're not paying attention, then you make a run for the door.
Hey guys, don't worry, I just did this so that I already had my 9 BP. I will totally do the rest of the puzzles and stuff with you. Can you guys go ahead? I'm really gassy and I really need to fart. And you don't want to be here for that.
I'm just gonna do it in that corner at the door.
Exactly. I mean, you're all here in the middle of the room. The farthest away place from you is at the door. So I'm gonna go back there. Something like that. Anyway, what happened afterward?
So yeah, Clover managed to escape. We have no clue what happened afterwards because it kinda ends with us being stuck there. We can no longer escape. We have to live the rest of our lives in there with the little food and stuff we have, and that's how it ends.
With
no
the
clue.
remaining 7 people wanting us dead, basically.
I'm quite sure we get killed.
ending.
It doesn't say. We also don't know if Clover managed to get help. It just ends there. Then we reloaded back to before we got to pick the tray. We went for ally. And now we are... Did we have to do another puzzle room? Oh yeah, we have like an hour and a half to kill before the next room opens.
An hour and 21 minutes.
That. And we have no clue what happens yet. Like something has to happen in that hour and 21 minutes because there's no other door after this, according to the flow.
The flow ends rather abruptly from what we have seen. The game told us you have got an hour and 21 minutes to kill because you need to find the star cards to do the next round of the Ambidex game.
Yeah. So
And I think we left off at a cliffhanger of some sort. Are you ready?
I'm not fully sure. Yes, I'm ready.
Are you ready? Hey, press the red button.
We should be close to another end. Use this room, yes.
We'll
There's
find
always more puzzles. Yes. How's
Such
Baldur's
is life.
Gate?
Such is life. With a
Oh
final
yeah. We decided to now split up and...
head in different directions.
Yeah.
Or, with a final nod to one another, we split up, each team heading in a different direction.
I'm not sure what we're exactly searching for.
Oh, that's...
It's
We've
a
not
newer-
been here before.
No, this is the decompression room or whatever they called it.
It looks like it.
Or the pressure room. Oh.
So, this is the pressure exchange chamber.
No, this is the prep room. There are 2 levels. The actual pressure exchange chamber is downstairs.
Do you think we will need to go to the other overlay again? Tifa? You do?
No, I'm like, you asked for confirmation that I'm listening or something. Why should we go to the other overlay?
What if pressure exchange chamber is like a euphemism for a room for sexually frustrated people?
What? How did you get to that?
How do you know that?
Yeah, how do you know that?
It's,
It's Alice. Of course it's Alice.
it's not funny if I need to explain it.
I don't get it.
It's fine. I will just chuckle to myself. I am my own audience.
I'm glad you're happy with your joke.
She was one of the people who investigated this room.
Did you talk to her when we were waiting for... Why is the text so slow in this game? Did you talk to her when you were waiting for us back in the warehouse?
Can't we speed it up?
It is on the fastest setting, I believe.
Oh.
If I were under immense sexual pressure, I think this room would be one of the last places I want to be.
I mean, it looks pretty spacious.
Some people are into these like latex suits and stuff. I mean,
mean
it's not my thing either, but...
Like neutral colors and stuff? I don't know.
Neutral colors?
I don't know, I'm just saying something.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, everybody looks at different parts of the room, right? I mean, the garden would be nice. And then you get your kink on and then suddenly an ant crawls up your butt.
Here I thought the cucumber at least, or the tomato. But here you come with ants.
Why would you expect that I go all the way there if I can also go for the more subtle version?
How is that subtle?
Forget that I said anything. Yeah.
See, this is why we can't have nice things, because Jack needs to ruin it.
Me?
Yes, you. It wasn't me.
Usually it's you.
I want to say, it hasn't been me in a while.
I'm just saying, Tifa, you can't spell usually without you.
Yeah, exactly, you.
What if we held hands? What if we held hands in the pressure exchange chamber? Oh, haha, drinking, unless... Exactly.
It's talking about the atmosphere being in nature. Well...
Yeah, but ants are in nature as well. Like...
They're going to be in nature, literally.
I get it, but taking this on a different note, like, I like the feeling of walking barefoot through grass. That's totally innocent, right? And I like that, and I've always enjoyed doing that as a kid until one day I stepped on something. I don't even remember. No, I don't think it was that. I think it was somewhere in like late summer, and like an apple or something had fallen from a tree.
Like, squishy rotten apple.
So I remember walking barefoot through grass, being all like da 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 da. Nature is cool and awesome, and then I go like. And then
your toes like squish into it.
That's disgusting. And when I shrieked, I ran forward, stepped on the next solid surface, and then I never did that again. So, nature is nice until you actually touch the nature. like the nature part
nature
you don't
is nice
consider, but it's there.
From a distance.
Yeah, I like the concept of walking barefoot through grass. But knowing my luck, I'll step on a snail or something. It's like, nah.
I once stood on it's called distal? Like these super prickly balls.
Thistles, I think they're called.
Is that the English name?
Those like round things with the spikes that get stuck in hair and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. They also stick to your socks.
So not nice. I mean, I've stepped into plenty
It's
of
a ball
things.
of spikes. It's the vegan version of a hedgehog.
My feet have been very lucky when it comes to things landing on it or standing in.
Thankfully. Oh look, a pressure exchange room. Well, let's head downstairs, man.
Good idea.
So there's an elevator in this room that's connected
Do
to...
you think we're underwater?
No.
Why not? Where do you think we are?
We're either in a desert again.
Or on the Nevada test site?
Yeah. Or on
the moon.
The actual moon, but I have a feeling a test site on Earth is more accurate.
Moon, I mean, wouldn't make sense, but then in the end credit scene. I'm guessing the game is gonna go like, oh, you beat the game, credits. And then, like with the previous one, there's like this mid and end credit scene where we still see something that happens after we finish the game. It would be a really impressive shot if, like, the last scene you see is them finding these suits, putting them on, and then
walk out and float off.
Standing outside, and you see that it is actually the surface of the moon, and they're looking at Earth. Because remember, we found this magazine thingy that said there's a
eclipse coming.
Lunar eclipse.
I mean, that could be pretty cool.
And then we see we're part of actual lunar eclipse because we look at Earth above.
But I don't think we're actually on the moon. I'm still doubting. I think we're in the desert.
So this is the real thing.
Seems like it.
Why do we have something like this here?
Well, this is just what Alice told me, but...
Apparently the pressure inside the facility was a lot higher than the pressure outside. That was part of a system designed to keep the virus from getting in. It did mean, however, that we'd need to go through a decompression process in order to go outside.
Remember all those suits along the wall of the prep room?
Remember? No.
Does it work like this? Can you, like, lock out viruses by using air pressure?
I really don't know.
I don't recall from COVID.
I know you can use heat, but...
Yeah, I remember there, like, doctors and scientists talking about, oh, like during summer, COVID virus particles that are in the air die out faster because there's more sunlight and it has like this cleansing effect on it.
I actually was thinking of a story. I still one of the few classes I remember in school where we were talking about the plague, and there was a story of a doctor who kept himself alive by sitting in between like two massive fires for weeks.
And then later he died of lung cancer, inhaling all of his soot.
Well, I didn't say that, but he didn't get the plague.
Yeah.
I mean
fair.
kept something out.
It did what it was supposed to. Prevents air from the outside with airborne viruses to get in. Okay, fair enough.
If it works.
Hello Tsabes, and I don't know when we updated that commands list last time.
Oh, that's what I wanted to do. I was even working on
Updating the commands list?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was even working on a new page for that.
Do it, Tifa. Do it.
I will. I'll have it updated next week, I think.
At some point. It's a legit method in modern bunkers, or so I read. Okay.
Okay. Well, they got it from...
Now we know it
this
works.
game.
Thank you. Yes, this game has established science.
A long time ago, probably, yes.
Yes.
Yes, it has been.
Most
Let's
likely.
keep you from getting infected. We won't even be able to enter the pressure exchange chamber if we don't have them on.
Alright. I see. Whoa, 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 whoa. That newspaper article was right.
Unfortunately, that seems pretty likely.
So the air out there is teeming with Radical 6.
Yeah.
Something's been bothering me.
Tell us,
What is
Clover.
it?
Aren't you saying that if we put on those suits, we can go into the pressure exchange chamber and go outside, right?
Oh. No, we can't do that. The door beyond the pressure exchange chamber is locked up tight.
Damn it.
Makes sense.
Just one door between us and freedom.
Well, if you look at it that way, it's the same as the number 9 door.
The command doesn't work. Let me have a look.
I have a feeling this one should definitely work. Okay, it's just
Why
that one.
does that one not work? Let me double check. It is because it's Panz.
Oh, that
It
means
needs an
we...
S at the end. I guess the list really needs to be updated, huh?
I'll work on it this weekend.
Feed a couple Kinder Eggs whole, he'll be full of surprises. Yes.
Don't do it.
Yeah, please don't.
That's why they're illegal in America.
Yes, and even if you are not in America, you should also not eat them whole. I think they even come with warning labels.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they are choking hazards. Listed as pun. Yeah, I figured. That's on us. Sorry.
We really need to work on that list.
Okay, yeah, but...
Whatever. We need to be focusing on finding that Accelavir. Quark needs it.
Yeah, you're right.
What about that other drug we found?
I still don't get why we don't take this time to also beep beep the rest of us.
Yes, but also, what about that other drug we found?
We don't know what it does.
Nova something
I'll go
something?
look around upstairs.
What's that chain thing? Yeah, but we don't...
It looks like a lift, I wanna say.
Oh, is that the lift? Oh, makes sense, makes
You
sense.
two take this floor, all right?
Got it.
Okay.
We're looking for bombs.
I couldn't tell you. We looked everywhere we could think of, but turned up nothing.
Does this look like a puzzle to you?
Yeah, and back there in the room, it kind of looks like an image of Clover on the ground. I see white and pink.
Do you think this color thing is something I should take a picture of?
No, Tifa.
Okay.
I don't think that will make much difference.
Excuse me, the last time it did help. Add a command. What would you like?
Do you want? Let us know. Eventually I couldn't keep my mouth shut any longer. Hey, what do you think the deal is with this stuff about the world being infested with some crazy virus? The pandemic seems like it would make the news, but I don't remember hearing anything. Wait a minute. You mentioned it, didn't you, back when Dio was asking questions? We were in the infirmary. It was right after Quark lost it.
Have any of you guys heard anything about any sort of...
Was that in this timeline?
I don't remember. Wait, who did you say lost it? Alice. That was not in this
Quark.
timeline. Quark lost it in this timeline. That's why he's now knocked out.
I don't remember Dio say. I don't remember when Dio said that. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh.
Well, no.
It's this timeline, otherwise we wouldn't have a flashback.
It could be a flashback from a different flow.
No.
But
And then Alice said,
Because he's talking to them.
I have heard rumors about a virus being used as a bioweapon.
That was this flow.
so what's the rumor she was talking about? I get the feeling you and Alice were talking about the same thing. Clover, what do you know? What are you and Alice anyway? I heard you guys belong to some sort of organization, but what is it? Clover was quiet for a long time.
She gonna tell us? Act just, a suggestion to act righteous, and don't be an asshole. For example, pick ally instead of betray. Is
Copy
that the
that.
literal text you want, or?
Copy that, send it to me, Tifa, and then I'll try to set that up during the next break. Thank you very much.
There you go.
She bit her thumbnail and looked down at the floor. And then finally she lifted her head and met my eyes.
fine. I think I can trust you. Just don't tell Alice, okay?
Are we finally getting answers? Alright.
Hopefully
Promise?
a tiny bit. Pinky promise.
Double pinky promise.
Hehehe.
Wow. Can't believe you would betray her like that.
Who would
Promise.
do such a thing, right?
It's my job. Clover nodded and began to talk. I listened with rapt attention at a complete loss for words. Here's what she said. You can do that since it's...
Oh, yeah,
Clover.
yeah, yeah. I don't know why, but this eagle looks a bit funny to me. Like someone put it, you know, one of those mental...
like a straitjacket.
Yeah, exactly. It kind of looks like it was put in that, and then they put like fake wings behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And the wings are not a part of it, but the eagle itself is restricted.
As a German for historical reasons, I find issues with flags that have a bird with a geometrical figure on it. I know it's nothing like the one that was used in Germany in 1933 to 45, but I don't know, it kind of evokes the same general direction in my mind. But
well, this is the Eagle of Defense.
apparently.
Alice and I are the agents of the SOIS, which is under the jurisdiction of the Department of Defense. SOIS stands for Special Office of Internal Security, and we're an elite intelligence division that investigates potentially disruptive or dangerous elements such as domestic or foreign terrorists, radical political splinter groups, and religious organizations with extreme agendas that could pose a threat to the state or citizenry.
So you're a SWAT team, basically, like kind of like the CIA, but anti-terrorist unit.
That seems to be...
Okay, yeah, Clover definitely gives me special agent vibes.
First thing I was thinking of course.
Should I escape now that the door is closing?
There's nothing in her personality that makes me feel like, hey, that's this.
It sounds like a job for the FBI. Why the extra office?
Because this is purely secret and unknown to the world.
I don't know if they said this specifically, but I think it's assumed that all the characters are Japanese. So
even they have
it's not the FBI. I think it's like over there, it's the Department of Defense. I don't know. So I'm guessing this is like either it's the in-game version of the FBI or it's the Japanese version of the FBI. I don't know how close to truth that actually is.
Well, but this is a secret group. So it's still not that.
Doesn't have to be the USA. Yeah, I mean, you... Other than Tenmi Yuji, I guess, who has an Asian name, you wouldn't necessarily know from the other characters, right? Like Sigma is a Greek alphabet letter, Phi is too, and the others are like Clover.
There has been nothing that indicates
where they're from. It's just in the first game
location.
They specifically said that people in Japan were abducted. So I'm guessing this is also a group of Japanese people.
Our existence hasn't been made public, so there are only a few people who even know we exist. You're probably wondering how I even got involved in something like that, huh?
Yeah.
Well, it started when I met Alice.
Oh, we're getting something that happened in between the games. Okay.
I told you that I've played the Nonary game twice before, right? Well, this was after the second time, so about a year ago. We just escaped, and we were all stuffed into this SUV barreling across the desert. I was driving, and that's when I saw her. Oh yeah, this is the end of the first game.
Yes, this is the only time we ever saw Alice.
Yeah, it's the first time where you go like, ah, it's Alice. Alice. She was standing next to the road with her thumb out.
That's of course the first thing everybody noticed.
What thumb?
Exactly.
She was already working for the SOIS, and she'd been on her way to the building we'd been trapped in as part of her investigation. In that outfit, without shoes, without weapons, without anything.
So she's cosplaying an Egyptian priestess to go with the idea that she's the Alice from pop fiction.
I'm not buying any of this.
I said that. I didn't write it down, but I remember saying that she's just cosplaying.
Yeah, because she is not an actual Egyptian priest. No one ever said she was a good special agent. I mean, you do have a point.
That's true. Somebody has to be the bad one.
That is true. But on the way there, her car had broken down. We offered to give her a ride, of course. In the opposite direction. I After she got in, we started talking, and it turned out that Alice had gotten a tip that the terrorists she was after were in the building we'd been trapped in. So she's currently hiding her status and what she does to us, but the moment she got into a car with strangers and a guy tied up in the back of a car, she starts talking about terrorists she's after and a building and working for this secret organization apparently. What doesn't make sense here?
This makes me like so many questions in my head. So did the SOIS SOIS specifically look to get an agent?
One agent
that could feasibly pass as Egyptian looking. So
there's also no point for that, by the way.
On the off chance that somebody who has knowledge of the urban legend of the Egyptian priestess being there when the Titanic sank would ever be involved in anything, so that... What?
I don't think so. We couldn't see how us playing the Nonary game had anything to do with the terrorists, but Alice had a suggestion. Maybe the two people who trapped you in there are the terrorists. That didn't seem very likely to us, but we were chasing after them anyway, so we decided to bring Alice with us. Unfortunately, we didn't find them. As far as we know, they're still out there now on the run.
Seek an explanation bearing a number Q. I think I will have to.
I feel like this was kind of bleh, but sure. Anyway, we were taken back to the SOIS headquarters and put into custody.
SOIS is also the only establishment that uses an archive.
Well, SOIS is easier to say. We're sticking to SOIS. I guess they thought there had to be some kind of connection between us being kidnapped and a terrorist group they were investigating. But they must not have found anything, because after a few days of questioning, they let us go. We all went home and returned to our lives. But things didn't go back to the way they'd been. My mom got real worried about me and my brother since we'd gotten kidnapped twice now, so she hired bodyguards for us. I mean,
completely understandable.
I mean, how big is the chance that you get kidnapped twice?
Like,
hey, but at least the brother is still alive.
I get the idea that Clover, being a teenager, was like, I was hoping things would go back to normal. Usually they don't, if you've been through something like this. And I keep bringing this example up.
You can get a sense of normality.
Yes, but still, to this day, the very best example I can think of is the end of The Lord of the Rings. Where, spoilers, where the Fellowship disbands and then like Frodo and some of the other characters are like, well, I've done this amazing journey around the continent and I saved the world, and now everything else just doesn't seem to matter really. Like, what am I supposed to do? Grow tomatoes? Like, I was happy with it back then, but now it's just not the same. I'm not the same person anymore. And then they leave. So like, at the very least, I would have hoped that the SOIS give them like therapy. Like,
who says they didn't get that?
Yeah, fair. It's just not been mentioned yet.
You don't need to learn every single detail of their lives.
Just assume that they got professional help to find a way back into normalcy.
Oh, I haven't told you about my brother, have I? He's super awesome for one. And he was in both of the last two Nonary games too. So anyway, we've been grabbed twice. But the people behind the two Nonary games were totally different. That didn't matter to my mom though. So that's even worse, by the way. Getting kidnapped by different groups. It's not even the same group that comes after you again.
Yeah, but weirdly enough, different people for like still attached to the first thing.
Wasn't there only one game?
Yes.
There was, but in the previous game we learned that this is not the first time this has happened.
Different wording. In the previous video game, we learned that that is the second Nonary game.
Yeah.
And a previous Nonary game had already happened years ago.
Like 9 years ago.
So one video game, but 2 Nonary games in the story of this universe. Yeah.
Which we learned during the course of the game.
Yeah. Sorry I interrupted you while you were reading your line.
That didn't matter to my mom though, so after that all these huge men in black suits followed me and my brother everywhere. It was awful. We were always being watched. People would look at us funny because we were being followed around by a bunch of creepy looking guys. I couldn't stand it. Just when I thought I'd finally be free, all that was waiting for me was another kind of prison.
Understandable.
9, you say?
Mm-hmm.
The only time I was really happy was when I was hanging out with my brother. So we were talking it over one day and we decided to leave, like run away. So we did it. After that we lived on our own. I feel so bad for the parents, like they already went through her kids being kidnapped twice for a longer period of time. Then they try to do what they can best and protect them. No matter the shitty thingy, and then it's like, we're gonna run off and you'll never see us again.
I have a next question. So their family hired all of these bodyguards to protect the two of them 24/7. Hence it being like a different kind of jail, right? And they still managed to escape. Escape, they ran away.
I mean, maybe
I guess
at night.
They weren't really that good for the money they spent on that, huh?
There's always some kind of...
Mom deserves a refund. Yeah, multiple times. Hey, we didn't just like fail to protect your children, both of them, ma'am. They're gone. Without a trace. Like...
Have they been kidnapped?
We don't know. We don't know.
Well, I'm gonna guess they left at least a letter. At least I sure hope so. For the poor mom. I worked in a cafe and he composed music. He plays the harp and he started writing this kind of new agey music. It got kind of popular, so we didn't have to worry too much about surviving.
That's cute.
Let me run off, become a popular musician.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that.
So that my mom can't find me, and especially people that want to kidnap me will never be able to find me. But sure.
Let's become celebrities. Nobody will ever realize it's us.
I mean, obviously she got kidnapped again, so something went wrong along the line.
I fully get your point. It could be the kind of thing where the audience never sees his face. It could be like a VTuber thing.
Well, yeah, I suppose it could be.
If he doesn't give interviews or he uses a voice changer, you wouldn't hear him. If you never see him, you wouldn't know it's him. Unless he composes a piece of music that goes, I have been into Nonary Games and I escaped my mom's clutches because she hired bodyguards, but I didn't like that either.
Well, obviously they got kidnapped again, so something went wrong here.
What kind of hipster just played? I will tell you
the
that
harp is
harps
pretty cool,
are
though.
amazing.
It's pretty cool.
And is a harp kind of out there? Yes. But maybe I'm biased because we once had a... I don't know, is there a word for people who play the harp? Harpist? That sounds kind of
Harpy.
weird. Yeah, I was going to say harpy first, but that's a completely different thing.
I have no clue.
You know, pianist, piano. We had our school...
Start over.
Back when I was in high school, my school reached out to a harp musician and had them come by and play. I forgot what the exact occasion was. I think it was like a project week where people were like supposed to see different things, you know, get inspired for what they want to do with their lives. And this lady came and she was playing the harp. And it was this huge harp instrument, and she was sitting there and she played. At first I was like, nah, it's a harp. But like after a minute of listening, I was like, That sounds really nice.
The harp is pretty cool and really hard to play.
So, I have a soft spot for harps in my heart. I think they also use harps in a lot of Zelda music. Or at least they used to. I want to say in Ocarina of Time.
It's still a surprisingly common
There was a couple
instrument.
of songs that used the harp. I want to say the fairy fountain music. I think so. Could be wrong.
Sense.
But I like her.
The kind who can tank 5 bullets and keep walking.
Yeah.
I mean-
Her brother actually is awesome. Really awesome.
A bit of background on her brother, a bit older than her.
He's blind.
Doesn't look like her at all, like
Yeah.
grey hair. He's blind. I believe, if I recall correctly, a bit more old-fashioned
Old-fashioned.
in his way of talking and everything.
He is very
was.
verbose, very eloquent, and he will let you know that he is very smart and he knows all of the big words. Yes.
Basically.
But yeah, the guy took 5
Happy
bullets
Wednesday.
for everybody else, stood up, and still fought the guy, like the bad guy.
Yeah.
So that dude is
He
a
was
monster.
pretty badass.
Like he went full adrenaline action hero on him, and it was amazing.
Didn't mean to harp on what people play.
I get you. I fully get it. A harp is pretty out there, like a guitar.
If you
fucking
think
banjo
about, like,
is
hey, I play
more
a musical instrument,
You
and you
wouldn't say
come with
harp.
the harp.
Yeah.
I can imagine lots of people go like, harp? That's like
Yeah.
playing the tambourine or something, it's
it's
just something.
It's like keyboard.
It's the
or
nerdy
guitar.
instrument.
Yeah.
No, guitars and stuff are cool. And harp is more like, that's for geeks and stuff.
Yeah. Hello, Bedinses. Happy Wednesday. Are you in the Vote Ella after Clover Setsu timeline? Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we are.
And then he died. No, he didn't. He never did, apparently.
Not in this timeline. Sometimes he'd play at little venues like coffee houses and stuff, and his fans would show up and listen to him play and cry. So he does show his face.
He doesn't. His fans are so cool. He goes like, "Hey guys, I'm really sorry. I know you probably want to take like pictures with me and stuff. I'm super happy that you're here, but please don't. I run away from my family and I don't want them to see where I am." You know?
No. And his fans would show up and listen to him play. Oh wait, I already did that. Or some of them would meet on their own and recite stuff from the book he'd written and play his songs. I know that sounds kind of like weird and culty, but they just do that stuff on their own, okay? My brother doesn't have anything to do with it.
This is really funny because for some reason during the game he ended up wearing this cultist robe. There was a clothing swap kind of thing that was
Small
never
reference.
really explained. I don't think.
Not
So he
fully.
looked like a video game cultist character at the end. And the time that he tanked 5 bullets, he died. He didn't die in my
He's
mind.
still alive. Anyway, we did that for a while, and then one day Alice showed up. I need your help, she told us. We need people who can do what you can do. So what can Clover do?
Run away from her mom. Really good at that, apparently. Clover is the Zero Escape Universe version of Princess Peach.
But
I'm sorry, but your daughter's in another country.
this doesn't make any sense though. So we went to the location she gave us, and it turned out to be the headquarters of the Soys, where they'd taken us after the second Nonary game. They put us in a room with about a dozen or so other people who were all about the same age as us. A bunch of them looked familiar too. It only took a moment to realize how we knew each other.
People from the first games.
They were the kids from the first Nonary game. Oh, they were talking about their powers, not their skills. The morphogenetic field thing.
yes.
Now I get it. We were all excited to see each other again. And we were hugging and shaking hands and stuff. And then Alice walked in.
Wait, I cannot say that I've ever been through a traumatic experience like being kidnapped as a child and being put through torture by a pharmaceutical company at the constant fear of death. So I don't have anything to relate. But do you believe if you were a participant in the first Nonary game, after a few years you all get back together with the other people who were in there.
Yeah.
But you would have a positive reaction.
Yes.
Okay.
Because you created a bond with these people in there, which cannot be broken by time, and it's nice to know that they are still alive, isn't it?
Okay, fair point. I believe if that was me, I would start having the mother of all panic attacks, because all of the memories would start flooding back into my head of when they treated me like a lab rat.
I mean, some might have that reaction, but I mean, this makes sense to me.
It takes all kinds. Yeah. Last time we met, it was some intense 9 hours, huh? Yeah.
Quite literally.
Mm-hmm.
The whole room went quiet. She walked up to the podium and looked around the room, making eye contact with each one of us.
Except
this
Snake.
bit with the flag, that's a kind of a red flag kind of thing, no?
Yeah.
Out of context.
That's what I was talking about.
Right now, a terrorist organization is preparing for a major attack. They plan to trigger a viral pandemic. If they succeed, they will strike a massive blow against all of humanity, not just any one country. It's possible that we as a species will die out completely. Well, that's dramatic. We're doing our best to prevent this, but we need your help. You are what we call espers. You have the ability to access the morphogenetic field. We need that. I'm guessing you don't know what any of that is, but basically we can do this thing that's kind of like telepathy.
Oh, we're expert on this, trust me.
I mean, it isn't really telepathy, but that's probably the closest thing, okay? Espers can resonate their consciousness with another person through this thing called the morphogenetic field. The purpose of the first Nonary game was to research that ability. So they kidnapped kids who had the potential to do it and then threw them into the game. Alice had gathered up all the kids from that experiment. Well, I mean, it had been 9 years since it happened, so we weren't really kids anymore.
9 years, you say?
But in this case, you do have a point, because now you really do need all of these kids to be over their trauma, because they're gonna be thrown into...
Actually, no, wait.
this world again.
No, that's wrong. You actually want them to freak out. You want them to be in the most fearful state possible.
I mean, for the morphogenetic field thing to happen, yes.
For the field are, you have the best chance of tapping into it when you are in a state of extreme danger. So yes, all of them becoming like broken down, blubbering messes that are hyperventilating. It's like, yeah, cool. No, can you keep that up?
It depends on what they all want to do and in how far we can control it at this point. But do you really want traumatized people in a high action kind of thing where you need to reliably...
I don't think so, no. I think as an agent you would want people who can keep a cool head. Even
danger,
under extreme
not fear.
duress.
Also very true. Because this would be more fear.
Okay.
Can it also trigger it? Maybe.
Doesn't danger induce fear? Like,
Not
maybe there's
necessarily.
something lost in the finer details of each word on me right now, but I would imagine
But it's you have to
danger
think in the other way
creates
around.
the fear, and then the fear is what makes me do it.
Now it's more fear, not really danger yet. If there's only fear, there's not danger.
Well, the fear of being wiped out as a species.
But it's not an immediate danger you are currently in.
So Clover's an Esper, like probably Phi?
Yes.
Clover at least was.
Clover had a connection to her brother, specifically.
Yes. We don't know if she still can do it. It's not been brought up in this game yet. I assume she still does. It doesn't seem like something that just goes away.
Probably not.
Phi, I still think she's a robot. But she does also seem to retain memories or get these informations from somewhere.
But Phi is a new character
Yeah.
so far.
As a reason, she was one of the children that participated in the experiment of 999? Yes, that's true. Simply need to be aware of danger. If they're penalized by fear or paralyzed by fear, they would be useless even if they use the field. True, that did happen in the last game too, when people were too afraid to move.
It doesn't really help you out.
Science of Morphing Field was ideal to have a fun horror puzzle game based on. Yeah, apparently.
Well, it worked. That included me and my brother, of course. I bet you think
skipped
I'm
the
just...
line. You didn't do the anyway part.
Anyway, everybody she'd brought in was an Esper. That included me and my brother, of course. I bet you think I'm just making all this up, huh?
No, we were.
I don't blame you. It's pretty crazy. I mean, I was even starting to forget I could do that stuff.
So she did forget it. Okay, forget I said she did.
How do you just forget about it?
Now's probably a good time to let you both know that Jack gets a point. For what exactly? First of all,
What
thank
do
you.
you get a point for?
I'm very happy. For what exactly?
Oh, you even scratched them off already. Why did you scratch
That was
these up?
Who Betrays Who on the first thing.
Oh. What is the... So Clover become part of a special task force because of her involvement in the original Nonary games.
Thank you. I'll take it. Look, Tifa.
On the 4th.
Yes.
But that isn't... If I recall correctly, that was a general conversation and not a prediction, because it was kind of clear where she was going at already from the things she said.
Tifa, you can try to spin it whichever way you want. The point is I'm right. I trust Mortonard on this.
I'm gonna 4th of August. I'm gonna look at that stream.
It was 3 weeks ago.
Because I don't think so.
Thank you,
I'm
Mortonard.
not fully sure about that one. Oh wait, I don't need the mouse yet.
That's correct.
The mouse can there. So when I heard Alice's story, I was like, screw that. I was trying to move on with my life, and now some shady government creeps wanted me to use some weird ability I had for them? No way. I wasn't even sure I could do it anymore. Some of the others felt differently though, and they told Alice they'd do it.
I mean, yeah, destruction of society, of humankind, or me trying to help out.
It was a job after all, and most people wouldn't turn down a salary like that.
Also a fair point. Gotta get paid.
I mean, yeah. Alright, I forgot to tell you. She told us how much they'd pay us if we helped. It was a lot. More wealth than you can imagine.
Was it a number starting with 999?
But I was still totally against doing it. My brother told me he'd go along with whatever I decided, so I decided we were leaving.
Talking about Espers, it sounds like aliens are landing here. I'm noting things that you guys say that are specific enough to be predictions, even if they're set offhand. Don't worry, Tifa, I've got plenty of notes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Fine. I'll trust you.
Just throw hers away, it's fine.
I still think it's not correct, but I'll trust you.
Hate her.
A couple days passed and then Alice showed up at our apartment. She didn't waste time. The people behind the first Nonary game might have been part of the terrorist organization Alice and the Soys were after. Wasn't that, she asked, something that I might want to know more about? That got me curious. My brother too. But the clincher was what Seven said to us. Was Seven also?
Seven! Seven, you say?
He was one of the guys that got abducted with us for the second Nonary game.
Mm-hmm.
She called him on her phone right then and there and handed it to us. You wanna do it? You guys are the only people who can do this. We don't know where Junpei is. He's gone off to travel the world looking for Akane.
Aww.
I haven't been able to get a hold of... Akane!
That is really sweet.
Who did I say that lady is?
June.
Oh, she could also be Akane.
June and Akane are the same person.
Oh yeah, true.
Welcome to two people playing the sequel to a game that both of them played together, but only one of them remembers.
I'm like, wait, now that this name is mentioned, it could absolutely be that, but that was the code name in the first game.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm awake now, it's okay. I was like, oh, if they bring up this name and she's missing, it must mean something. I stick to what I said. I haven't been able to get a hold of her.
Excuse me, you're doing the Seven voice. I haven't been able to get a hold of her.
Oh, please. Just do me a favor and help Alice out. Junpei is like Seven. Oh, Junpei is Seven.
No.
You with your 10 Miyuki.
Like 7, not 7.
Another participant from the second Nonary game. Akane, one of the people behind the second Nonary game.
I am so happy that Junpei was able to go like, I'll just travel the world. I want to find her. After all that's happened, fuck everything else.
7 is a cop. It makes sense that he'd sign up both with a governmental agency and sign up for something to stop a major threat. Yeah, but if he's just a cop, that's usually completely out of his jurisdiction.
I think
and
after all of this,
nothing to do with
No, 100% no.
One would think they recruit him, but he
Yes.
wouldn't still be a cop then.
Why not? Why
There's
not both?
No way.
You are part of a super secret spy agency, basically. Why wouldn't you do both if you can? Just so that you can keep your contacts and your resources at the police.
Also, maybe 7 is dead because we're talking in the what sense.
Yeah, because he was a Japanese policeman, but
And
then
now he's part of Soyuz.
Yes.
If anything, I believe you
And
just
because of all
only
the
do that.
stress, he underwent a metamorphosis. And he dropped a lot of weight and muscles.
And shrank.
And now his name is Ten Miyuji.
7 was a Japanese policeman, which was probably how Alice got in touch with him. Anyway, that did it. My brother and I agreed to join the Soyuz. It kinda sounds like this sort of fancy French whipped cream
Soir.
dessert.
I joined Le Soir as a special agent. Something like that. As a cop doing the first Nonary game when he tried to rescue the kids. We don't know what his actual job was doing the first game because of, amnesia. And him being dressed like a dock worker or fisherman or something like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's just his casual outfit,
That is true. I would think he upgraded. For the next couple months, all we did was train. Half of the time it was general knowledge and technical skills a Soyuz agent needed, and the other half was learning to strengthen our Esper abilities. They'd actually known about Espers for quite a while, and had a lot of techniques that helped us get better and stronger.
So is Clover just pretending to be inept most of the time?
After several months of hard work, we were finally ready for our first field missions. Mine was an infiltration. My brother stayed at the base so I could relay information back through him. I was supposed to sneak into a research facility, posing as one of their workers, and then use the morphogenetic field to transmit what I found back to my brother. But everything went wrong. It was a trap. The whole research facility was fake and I got captured. Alice had to come and rescue me. I'd been sending information about the inside of the facility to my brother, and Alice used that information to come and find me. As soon as she got there, she picked me up and carried me out.
Just like that? No resistance?
Apparently. I was relieved and happy to be alive and free, but I also felt ashamed and miserable.
Could be that 7 name was always telling you you didn't learn his true name, just his nickname. Good point.
Also true. While she was carrying me back out, I started to cry. She was just so cool, and I wasn't. I wanted to be just like her. So from that day onward, I did everything I could to be more like Alice.
That's why she also copied her mannerisms. I swear to you, the whole thing, like one hand like somewhere around the hip, the other like this.
Didn't you already do that in the second game?
No. Oh, the second game, yes, the one we're playing currently.
The first game, yeah, the second Nonary game. I mean, she still is just as annoying as in the first.
Imitated
first game.
the way she dresses to a degree, yes.
Sort of, with her own little spin on it, I guess. Our infiltration ended in failure, but we did manage to get something useful. In fact, we were able to figure out where their headquarters was. The directors decided that December 25th, 2028 would be the day we would strike. This time, I promised myself we wouldn't screw it up.
Soyuz attacked Sigma. Sigma is 0. That's the day.
0.
Yes. Yeah.
Why would they wear... You already have Sigma 0 written down. What are you writing down now?
Sois attacked Sigma. That's the intro. That's the knockout Sopperwell gas. The seeing the guy in the gas mask, that's not a vision of Zero, that's a Sois agent.
But all of them had that same vision before they were knocked out.
So?
Sois is holding the current Nonary game?
They might.
So you really think that in order...
That would make sense. I said it before. This Nonary game exists to find a cure for Radical 6. So, if Sois has the express purpose to find a way to keep humankind from dying out because of this pandemic, I wouldn't put it past the directors or whatever to make all of this happen if somehow that makes them capable of finding a cure. So you think Sois is Sigma?
Everyone is Sois. Sois is Zero.
I don't know. I don't know because time travel is a thing. Maybe.
Well, if Sois are the one that attacked Zero or Sigma, and you believe Sigma is Zero,
maybe somebody at SOIS, I can't say SOIS anymore. Maybe someone there got information from the future through the morphogenetic field that told them, hey, timelines have changed. Zero was Arcane, would have been Arcane, but that's not a thing anymore. Somebody needs to be Zero, and the new guy is gonna be this dude, Sigma. That's where they got him. They're all part in this somehow.
Somehow, but I don't see because I don't agree with the Sigma is evil, Zero, blah blah blah.
For all we know, with time travel being a thing, this entire game could be like a flashback scenario. Like all of the characters in this game are like 50 years older, and with their dying breath, they have all come together to, through the morphogenetic field, send this information about all of this back in time to a different multiverse that can then find a cure, so at least there they all survive.
I can tell you're very passionate about this prediction / theory or whatever you want to call it, but I'm not feeling it.
Okay, so what's it as a prototype to find out if it works against the virus like I predicted? It could be. See, the wonderful thing is, if you bring up Aspers, sci-fi, time travel, everything becomes possible. Literally everything. They could write anything as the plot twist, and we would be sitting here like, yeah, no, that's wild, but yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Jack sounds like he'd want to start wearing a tinfoil hat. If you
One
like
step
listen
ahead of
to
you,
him
I've
rant,
got the tinfoil underwear already.
if you like listen to him rant in games like this and how he goes way over the top, you'd kind of think that IRL he's also someone that does that, like the government conspiracies.
It was an inside job.
Basically,
The things you're hearing are not the things I'm seeing.
Like, thank God you're not like that. But
No.
open your eyes.
Yeah.
The proof is out there.
Think for yourself, people. No.
Do your own research. I can't give it to you. You won't learn from that.
How could so many people think this if it wasn't realistic? What speaks against SOIS hiding the current game is Alice seems out of the loop. That could be part of a plot though, that they came up with.
I mean, usually I would believe with these organizations, it blah blah blah. It is a no on, what do you call it? No on need basis. And if
Need
you're,
to know.
Or need, I was close. What did I say?
No on need. And that sounds like you're making bread without using your hands.
A need to know basis?
Yeah. You only know the part that pertains to you specifically. So Alice has been given instructions, but
probably
other people
doesn't
around her
know.
know more on
Yeah.
different things.
I mean, in the end, you're usually just a pawn to get to a certain point.
To Sigma's sick game. And in this case,
Right.
actually sick because we're trying to stop a pandemic somehow.
It's
Press
still...
A!
We're getting there, we're getting there. And true, we also still need to get the pandemic in here.
That's what we're doing right now.
I mean, yeah. We're slowly getting there. But what year was it, by the way? Do we know the year?
It's literally on the screen, Tifa.
Yeah, but was it 2028? When we got kidnapped?
That's literally the date.
Okay, that is the date.
SOS starts with an S. Sigma starts with S. You know who else starts with S? 7.
And if you, like, pronounce it a bit differently, so does 0.
0.
Still need to get the pandemic in here.
It's a plot device.
Out of context.
Makes sense. Read your line, Clover.
This time I promised myself we wouldn't screw it up. I was finally going to get some answers about something that had been with me for most of my life. But then, on December 22nd, 3 days before the raid, Alice and I were attacked by people in gas masks while we were going over our plans.
People in gas masks. It's the SOS.
Well, both of them got...
And when you woke up, you were in the warehouse.
Yeah.
All of her talking seemed to have tired Clover out. She sighed and her long hair swayed as she moved.
You know, we should give Clover a short break by going on a break ourselves.
How do I sigh so that my hair wavers along? This sounds really bad.
So we will be right back as well.
Exactly.
PRP. We're back.
We are.
Dee, 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 dee.
What did we miss? Sigma Dio Iuna 7. Exactly. Exactly. Just like in that... what was it, that Latin phrase that Phi said where the J was an I?
Latin phrase, what Phi said?
Yeah, she said Jupiter. The I substituted a J.
Oh, yeah, I remember,
So
but
it
don't
could
ask
also
me.
be an L.
Don't ask me how she said that.
Also, thank you for that video, Bedinsis. I haven't been able to look at it yet, but we'll check it out later.
I saw half of it. Those stop motion things are so cool, but I would not have the patience for it at all.
I didn't get to see it, I was in the bathroom. Sorry.
I would have no patience for it. Like, what movie was it that recently got released that was also made fully in stop motion? Pinocchio?
The Pinocchio movie from Guillermo del Toro.
Yes. And it's like...
I thought it was CGI, but no, it was
Same.
with actual puppets and stuff. 5 days summer course in stop motion animation, full time, making the doll took half the time. That's impressive.
Yes, it is.
Nice.
Are you gonna keep doing stuff like that?
Or
Or
will
was
he
it
become
just
a member
for...
of Soys?
Was it just for the summer course?
Press A.
Yeah.
Hey, I've got a few questions.
What are they?
Well, first off, your powers, I guess. I'm guessing you can't use them right now?
Yeah. I'm not really sure why. I've been sending my brother messages ever since I woke up, but
No response?
yeah. If there was another Esper here, they could make me stronger. But that's just wishful thinking.
Yeah, about that.
Wait,
What?
Are you one?
Mm-hmm.
Still have the doll named Rutger.
That's a cute name.
Especially with all the time you took making it, it would be a waste to get
Yeah.
rid of him.
That's true. The J-I thing is more because in ancient Latin there wasn't actual letter J. It was added in medieval times. Oh, I didn't know that. Did we add more letters over time, or is that the only one that got added?
The more you know. If you think about it, it's kind of weird that someone thought, you know what, we
We
need
need
more
another
letters. We can't make words with the letters we already have. Let's just add some.
Yeah, make it look like an I, but slightly different. Most things from ancient Latin that use J now, like Jupiter, originally spelled Jupiter and pronounced like a Y. So Jupiter. That's like the German pronunciation, man. Jupiter.
Or someone made a Y, then accidentally like moved their hand, made a yacht. J.
A J.
G, a J.
G, a J, a yacht.
And then they didn't want to, you know, when they were rewriting books by copying
Yeah,
them.
manually copying them.
And then you're already like at the last page of this huge book that took you years, and then you make this one mistake, and then we went like, you know what? That's now a real
Oh,
letter.
look, we invented a letter for you. Basically.
This is now how it shall be.
Also, wasn't that a V in Latin, but U could be pronounced like U or like how a V is now. Okay.
The more you know.
Makes sense. There's a reason why W is pronounced W in acknowledgement, that is a variation of an existing letter. Not in German, there it's V. And V is V.
We have they and they.
What?
Well, if there's someone else who's stronger than me, then they kind of absorb my powers.
Oh my god. Okay.
So, do you think we have been absorbing her powers unintentionally?
Yes.
Maybe.
How does that work?
We're like a parasite.
We just suck it out.
Yeah.
No, never mind. That's probably not it.
Or Phi. Or both of us.
Greedy Sigma. Yeah.
That's kind of a weird thing if you think about it. Like, your powers can just be stolen unintentionally by getting in contact with someone who's stronger.
Tifa, it's mental magic. We ain't gotta explain shit. It's magic.
I suppose.
I actually started watching you guys after the garden. Do you guys know what 2 Fui Ego Arrows on the tombstone means? I want to say it was Mortonot that looked it up first.
Something with death, no?
Yeah, something I died, meet me there. Something like that.
We did discuss it, but I forgot.
Yeah, we also couldn't figure out what it was supposed to.
Didn't think I looked that up for you guys. I think Faye actually explained it.
It was
Could that be?
somebody.
I think
Somebody
it was
told us what it means in English.
I remember talking about it, but don't ask me the meaning anymore. Something with death. All death comes.
Too long ago.
Cannot escape death. I don't remember.
I am you, you will become me.
Oh, maybe not something with
Close. No, that was from Memento Mori thing.
Oh.
I am you, you will become me. Oh! I'm sorry, if that isn't completely on the nose. I am you, you will become me. I'm 0, you will become 0. Sigma is 0. Accept it.
Oh, how things work.
Then why would they write that on the tombstone?
That can mean absolutely
Checkmate.
anything. What if that is on 7's tombstone and Tenmyuji walked past, read it, and all of a sudden, poof, now he's 7.
It's a fairly known tombstone quote. I don't care. Sigma is 0. Confirmed yet again. Right, whatever. I have some other questions, so moving on. I think I understand what Alice was talking about now. They were trying to spread that virus, right?
Also, I wonder how in this conversation someone went through this and thought this is a good natural pose to leave her standing in while we talk about this.
It's the rubber doll face.
Yeah. Like, why does she keep her mouth fully open like this while...
They were trying to spread that virus, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, who are they?
Well, I can't tell you that.
What? Why not? Tifa is allergic to bullshit, just like me.
Apparently.
You told me all that other stuff, but this is too much?
Well, Alice would be mad at me.
I already told you I wouldn't tell her.
But...
Well, you've already told so much, you might as well keep going. Bless you. Thank you.
It's like an ashes to ashes, dust to dust kind of thing. Essentially, there's not much difference between the dead and the living. Pretty morbid. Or it's a very on-your-face kind of version of You are 0.
But if it's on a tombstone, it's literally... You will also be dead.
No,
And
he's 0.
become me. No.
Yes.
No.
Just accept it. Just accept it. It took 10 years of Latin.
Oof.
Impressive. Fine. Let me rephrase. When are they going to do it?
Well, if we knew that, we wouldn't have gone to all that trouble.
So you don't know.
No. All we know is soon.
But that could mean just about anything.
Yeah. It could be next week or next month or even next year. Or it could have happened already.
Wait. You mean they might have already released the virus?
Wouldn't that make the most sense? Like, how about this room? Or that newspaper article? And the 3 people who were put in cold sleep.
Are you saying you, me and Alice were frozen and the pandemic happened while we were on ice? Wait! I've got another theory.
Actually, this kind of does explain the age difference between everything. If Luna actually is June, then Miyuji is also someone from the first game. Probably
From the perverse
from
game.
the first game. Wait, who did I say? Probably Junpei. Makes most sense. And if Clover was actually put on ice, it does explain the age difference now. But that means she must have been frozen for like what? 20? 30 years?
So, here's my next prediction. Wait, who did you say was who, Tifa?
The dead lady that we found is probably...
Yes.
I think I said Luna. I meant the old dead lady is what we said we would call her. If she
Plastic surgery, yes.
is June and then Miyuji is Junpei, it could explain the time difference if she was actually frozen.
I'm not hearing anything. Are you ready
Yeah,
to get
I said Luna, my bad.
Are you ready to get your mind blown?
That old lady. What?
You ready to get your mind blown? Uchi Koshi, the writer for these games, is really into like this mysticism and like this pseudoscience stuff, right? So I remember watching Inuyasha as a kid. You know Inuyasha?
I know it, never seen it.
It's about this girl that gets isekai'd, transported into ancient Japan, and like magic and legends are real, and she meets this half demon boy and then they go on an adventure. There's one story in that anime and manga where they... I forgot the word for it, or the name for the thing, where you take a clay pot. Stop playing with that makes sounds. Here, play with this. You take a clay pot and you collect a bunch of insects.
Okay,
And you throw them all in there.
okay,
And you watch them kill each other.
okay.
The insect that survives,
Mhm.
by this mystical theory behind it, has absorbed all the strength from the other insects. So you make a super insect, like a super demon kind of thing.
Okay.
Here's what I'm saying. This Nonary game exists, yes, still run by the Soys people or whatever, to find a cure for Radical 6, to send the information how to cure it back in time so that none of this horrible shit ever happens in the other multiverse timelines things. Okay? But all of this is happening to supercharge Sigma.
But how did they know Sigma had these powers to begin with?
Zero is not actually the bad guy of the grander overarching story. Zero is the last survivor of Earth. And he has these Esper powers. And he's like a super genius, whatever. We just pull the Batman angle out of our ass. He has infinite resources. He's the last smartest ever person in the world. He's like a Reed Richards, Iron Man kind of guy. And he has psychic powers because why not be completely overpowered?
Is anyone still following this?
And he
Because not me.
he makes it happen so that back in time, when he was young and physically stronger at least, so that we wouldn't be feeling weird, he makes it
I'm a bit
through
lost,
the morphogenetic field. He sends all of these messages to all of these different people so that this keeps happening, and then this Nonary game that we're playing now exists so that people with these Esper powers are together with Sigma, so that
the
he can
short
absorb
version
her
is
powers.
this only
So you're
happens.
saying this
the
game is
power
meant
of
to make
Sigma.
Sigma go Super Saiyan? Yes. So that ultimately he has absorbed all of the Esper powers in the world, and then he goes full, I have ascended godhood and I have found the cure and I'm sending the information
wouldn't they
for the cure
use-
into every flow of existence.
Why wouldn't they use one of the existing kits?
They are. They're using them basically like batteries. They're plugging them all into Sigma.
Yeah, how do they know Sigma have these powers?
Sigma is running all of this. The Sigma from the other timeline.
I'm just gonna press A, and at some point you can go like, oh, I said this, and then I'll be all confused and
It's
go
cool.
like, you didn't say this. That's my prediction.
People get it. Thank you. Mwah. Yeah. We have moon bases. We have all powerful pharmaceutical companies. Money is not an issue. Technology isn't an issue. We have infinite energy with these antimatter generators. Nothing matters. You can do whatever.
But no hints yet as far as I've seen. There hasn't been any hints for anything he
Yes.
comes up with. He's just pulling it out of his ass.
Yes, all the clues in there, that Latin bullshit, those are all clues. Watch that be a thing. Watch that be a thing. Are you saying you, me and Alice were frozen and the pandemic happened while we were on ice? Wait. No, that doesn't make sense.
It does kind of make
Nobody
sense.
else has heard of Radical 6 either.
Maybe they're lying.
Really? All 6 of them.
Well, if Kay really does have memory loss, then it's only 5. Quark is out too.
So you're saying Tenmyuji, Dio, Phi and Luna are all lying? I guess they are a little suspicious.
Right?
And what's their motive?
For lying? How would I know?
Hey, Honest Psycho, isn't
Everyone
it cool
has been lying.
how the main character goes? Why would they do that?
Can't wait for 5 minutes from now when someone inevitably says something that completely destroys Jack's series, then rinse and repeat. He'll just modify it a bit.
Just like physics, my theory model is never disproven. It just adapts.
There is a multiverse where I'm sure
It's
you're
evolution.
correct.
Now Clover's pulling fears out of her ass like Jack. Yep. It works.
It's like, oh, how dare they lie to us when we're also lying and not telling the truth.
Zero Junior said that you could say that one of the 9 is his parent, meaning Zero Senior, so alternate timeline Sigma theory could be possible. It could be. Yeah. It's like poetry, it rhymes, exactly. George Lucas has said so. Then what's the motive for a terrorist organization to start a pandemic?
I heard it was something about purifying the unclean?
Ah, yes, okay.
Seems about right.
The usual bullshit. Purifying the unclean.
Oh, unclean, unclean,
I mean, we are starting to get a bit smelly.
Uncle who?
unclean,
Uncle N.
Yeah, who? What?
unclean.
Wait, Uncle N. The word 7 ends with an N. Uncle 7. 7 is Tenmyuji confirmed. What? What are you doing?
Shut up.
Okay.
Just hold on a minute.
Serious Mr. Meister Proper confirmed. Meister Proper, it sounds really dumb, is the German translation for Mr. Clean from the cleaning stuff.
Bald motherfucker. You can never trust anyone on cleaning products. Anyone.
Okay, holding on.
Close to remembering. Unclean. Clean. Een.
Oh my god, is this another Hospital Olene Queens thing from Snatcher? Are we going deep?
Getting the...
She leapt up, suddenly excited.
Neostigmine.
Oh, the stuff we found! Yes!
Oh, that was in the gun, right?
Yeah. You've played Snatcher? Yes, we have.
Yes, we have. It was...
It says it has not aged well.
It was surprisingly horrible. We played it for November last year.
Yes.
That was our November game, right?
It was one of them, yeah. We played Silent Hill 2 and Snatcher. Peen, Jolene.
Neostigmine.
Yes. What is that stuff?
Neostigmine.
Stick me. I cannot sing.
What are you doing in my shooting gun?
Pew pew. Worry, fret, upset, aset. I don't know what that's a reference to, but I'm guessing Steins Gate.
We're still getting there, by the way.
Not if she doesn't press a button. Neo what?
Did you forget it already?
I
Maybe.
haven't.
About this stuff.
Oh, she had it.
As she spoke, she pulled something out of her pocket.
Can we talk about what pocket?
Her inventory.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Makes sense. Everybody has one. It was the injection gun, complete with a vial of medication. Oh, right, I remember that. It was in the safe in the treatment center, right?
Yeah,
I didn't have any idea what it was, though, so I gave it to you.
exactly.
You know what this thing looks like? Do any of you remember the 80s and 1990s Transformer cartoon? With, by today's standards, really shoddy animation? It looks exactly like anything out of that show, of the comics.
I mean, I thought this looked kind of fancy. Like a fancy pew pew.
Yeah, kind of like if you imagine the future from the 80s. Yeah.
Yeah, basically
Transform
that,
into a gun? Yeah, pretty much. Could be that one. Are you saying you've heard about this Neostigmine stuff before?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just remembered.
You remembered.
My brother told me about that. Neostigmine is a type of colon esterase inhibitor.
Of course. Yeah.
Why didn't we know that?
That means it's a sort of antidote for tubocurarine.
Yeah, I mean, I just didn't want to say that as a prediction because, like,
It would be too obvious.
it was too
right?
obvious, right?
Didn't want to show off or anything.
Could you tell them the name?
Also, a cure for what?
Sorry, but I still don't get it.
How easy do I have to make it?
Speak English.
Ugh. Okay, fine. I'll start at the top, all right?
Please do.
The stuff I've got in here is neostigmine, which counteracts the muscle relaxant tubocurarine. Following me?
Oh, that's the
in
stuff
our
they used to
bracelet.
kill us.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Tubocurarine is the poison in our bracelets, right?
Right. It's the second thing we get injected with if we're penalized.
I still
Clever.
object to the word penalized.
Can you
by the
please
way.
pronounce it penalized?
So you have 9 minutes to save your ass, basically.
You have to inject yourself the second before you get penalized.
Someone else can inject you.
All that.
You have 9 minutes before you get penalized.
I'm sorry, but you've got 9 minutes before you get penalized. Sounds like the
Kind
line.
of kinky, doesn't it?
It sounds like the line a porn actress gets told when she needs to get ready for her scene. Ma'am, you've got 9 minutes before your penalizing session.
5 minutes until penalization.
Don't tell me you didn't think about it.
I guess you could say it'll really take your breath away.
Okay, so the idea is that...
There is an antidote?
What exactly? What exactly do we do with this information? Can we use it like a vaccination? Beforehand? Do we just go
Does the bracelet fall off after that?
Yes. Actually, no,
No,
it
because
wouldn't.
you don't die. The bracelet falls off when you're dead.
So basically, it's like a get out of jail free card. Like if you want to mess with Zero Jr. Like, haha, it didn't kill me.
No clue.
So you're saying this Neo stick mine keeps it from working?
Yes! Oh my god, how many times are you going to make me say it?
Once, actually. So we can just inject ourselves with this if we get penalized.
Yeah! We don't have to die. We're gonna be okay.
You'll just die later.
We can only pull the trigger once though.
Ah, okay. There we go. It means we can only use it on one person.
Yeah.
Well, it's still good news. This means one of us can break the rules once. Like, let's see.
The best way to use it would be for sneaking through the number 9 door. If somebody gets 9 points, they can open it, right? With this stuff, somebody who doesn't have 9 points could still leave with them.
But why would we even risk it to that point if we can just redo the game once more to get them to 9 points?
Why don't we just keep replaying the Ambidex game and keep allying so that we all can leave without the threat of being killed by a poison?
And personally, if I was Zero, I would fuck with them and swap all the labels.
Yeah.
Like, why would I put
Why
proper
would Zero
stuff
put
in
this
there?
in here?
And out.
As a red herring. Because ultimately...
Give you hope.
Yeah, but hope for what? Like, it sounds like, oh my god, I don't need to die from this poison.
Or I put water in everything.
But I can also just not get poisoned. Say what you will, but Zero sticks to the rules. You know? With something preventing them from playing several times. Could be. Could be. Mark my words,
that easy.
Can't be that easy.
Yeah, I also don't think we're actually gonna get to that point. Maybe we don't trust one another, I have no clue, but...
You thought
It's
this was
weird.
medicine, was actually liquefied rabies. That would be horrible.
I mean, would be the best thing, and we would have found out with Quark already. Oh.
Truth hurts, doesn't it?
I'm gonna go tell Alice.
What? Hey! Clover, wait! Clover! It was too late. Clover was already on the lift and gone.
Glad the lift is faster than the door.
Damn. I was, I think understandably, upset. With no stairs, my only choice was to wait for the lift to come back down. As soon as it was back, I jumped on and headed upstairs. And when everybody had gone mad from the disease. And that's why we get a sudden
Right.
bad ending.
Do you think Clover has something to do with it?
Fi. Where did Clover go? Fi, can you hear me?
It's not Alice going nuts now.
It's the disease.
But what triggered it? And where's Clover?
Being here? She didn't say anything, just stared at me with her mouth half open.
Was
Nice.
Clover with Quark when things went down? She was in the first round because she was with Kay.
You might as well ask me to translate all of the game text to Chinese. I have no idea.
Was Clover with everyone that went nuts in all routes?
Weren't we all at some point? At the very least in the warehouse? During the votes? Or after the votes?
Yeah, but what if Clover does something to actually trigger these things? I remember in the
maybe she
very
does.
first round it was Quark, Kay and Clover.
Yeah, but does it matter who is the source of a pandemic?
It is if she has evil intentions.
Oh wait, so you think it's like, hi, I'm Clover. Nice to meet you all.
I mean, where's Clover now?
She didn't say anything, just stared at me with her mouth half open. Her eyes seemed slightly glazed and her body was unnaturally stiff. Why?
Looks pretty relaxed to me.
I grabbed her shoulder and shook her gently. Slowly she raised her arm, fingers drooping limply from it. She gestured toward the exit that led away from the warehouse. That way?
Are there any good intentions to spread a disease? I mean, you can also do it unintentionally.
Yes.
I mean, look at how how COVID happened, even though that was kind of intentionally, if you ask me. I mean, people traveled knowingly with a virus.
Everybody
and took it to
that
other
traveled
countries.
knowing that they had caught COVID and didn't have an extraordinarily good reason to still travel are assholes.
I mean, that's kind of how it started. Like patient 0 in the Netherlands got COVID, thought it was okay to still go to the carnival festival in the city. And that's where the spread in the Netherlands happened.
In the Netherlands, yes, and in Europe, most of it started because a area in Austria, Ischgl, knew and had been informed by multiple other governments, hey, we have reason to believe people with this new thing called COVID-19 are in this super tourist area. You need to shut things down. And they went like, nah, we'll just hire a PR agency to talk this away. And they did nothing. They did not. You can look this up. This is not like a tinfoil Jack moment. That's been recorded history. It's disgusting. Anyway.
He had a very good reason to go. He wanted to visit that festival and have tasty snacks and wear the
which
fancy
he couldn't
costumes.
taste.
I mean, he wasn't that sick, I guess.
She gives everyone Radical 6 by using her Pandem axe from the first game. Exactly. She spreads the love.
Okay, but Clover left and also
They're
left
all dead.
us.
This is why Fi is pointing us outside. They're all dead. Somebody killed all of them.
No.
That way. She went out that door.
Actually, that could kind of make sense. This is an end.
Fi's only answer was a slow, shallow nod. Right, got it. Thanks. I headed for the exit, then paused. You look pretty tired. Get some rest, alright? Still no response. There was something odd about her, but catching Clover seemed like more of a priority. I turned back around and jogged out the door toward the treatment center.
I would not have left her, especially seeing how she's acting a bit odd.
Same, I would have just dragged her along. Or just shouldered her.
Funnily enough, acting exactly like Quark did before he tried to kill himself.
Or Alice. When
No,
she had
Alice
the
wasn't
scalpel.
in this timeline.
Do you think he doesn't retain the memories from the other moments?
Not all of it, no.
Okay. I say covered in blood. Dead people everywhere. Guess not.
Kay escaped.
Kay escaped.
Kay had 9 points already, didn't he?
Wow, Jack. Something has to happen.
Someone left in the pot. Quark is in there.
Yeah. You want gore? No, I don't. I'm just expecting it.
We left Quark in the pot for the
It's a Quark
healing things.
Huh? This is weird. Where is everybody?
I think nobody had 9 points. Didn't Kay already had it? Or was Kay
That
in
was-
line to get the next... to get 9 points next?
I don't. Highest anyone had now is 8 points.
Oh,
Thinking
never
of it.
mind. Then I'm mixing things up.
I assumed Alice would be in the treatment center, so Clover would have gone here to find her, but the room was empty. Luna and Tenmyuji were gone too. They'd left Quark, and the readout on his pod said his vital signs were still normal. As far as I could tell, he was still asleep. Fine. Guess it's time to go look somewhere else. Made my way out of a treatment center. I hate this music. It's giving me such massive, like, Metroid feelings.
This seems really annoying.
If that was me, with every empty room I would come across, I would freak out more and more. Not even for any good reason, just because I haven't seen anybody yet.
Well, we're gonna find them somewhere. Where are they gonna be?
What the hell? What is going on here? I can't find anybody. Every single room is empty.
They're just trailing behind him.
Wait. There's still one place I haven't checked.
We didn't go to the infirmary, did we?
The infirmary. And
So,
everybody's
this is going
dead.
to be the end.
Why is the wavy thing happening?
That's because you are starting to panic from what you're seeing.
Oh, that makes sense. I ran into the room and stopped short. I might as well have run into a brick wall. My chest tightened so much I could barely breathe. No, what happened? I felt my whole body convulse. Whether from terror or nausea, I couldn't tell. My legs went limp and I crumpled to the floor. Something sticky pressed against the palm of my hand and I looked down to see blood. A vast, warm pool of fresh blood stretching out across the room, lapping at my legs and hands. Why? This can't be real. How could...
Oh, even Clover is laying there.
And,
Wait,
and
wait.
Fi now too. What?
Kay is missing.
How is
How
Fi
the fuck
here
did
now?
Fi get there? On the chair. So suddenly she ran ahead of us, sat on the chair in the midst
she
of all
knew
these
where to
bodies.
go.
And then...
She knew where to go.
It doesn't matter, this is so weird.
Are you happy now? No, I'm not.
Okay, so Kay is missing. Quark is in the pot. We double checked that and confirmed it. There's
the only
no
other
Kay.
person left is Kay.
So Kay...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it's Kay. Kay or old dead lady. Kay has armor, so he can't bleed. Maybe they took them out of it. I don't know. Plus, we went and checked on Quark first, so who knows how long that took exactly. We literally went to every other room first.
Still seems really weird though, especially seeing how she got killed on the chair. I mean, there's a bit too much blood on there for it to just have been placed there.
In the middle of a lake of blood, like an island of flesh were bodies. There were a bloody tangle of lifeless limbs and dead eyes with too much blood and chaos for me to tell who was who.
But this confirms that we're the only one with white blood.
True. Exactly. Had they sliced themselves open or stabbed one another? I couldn't tell. All the blood, too much blood. Whatever they'd done, it was clear what tool they'd used to do it. A scalpel lay in the blood next to them, its handle and blades streaked with gore. This was how they had died. This tiny blade. Oh God. This is it. It's all over. This is how it ends. That's right. I have to end it. This nightmare will finally be over. Time to wake up. My fingers scraped across the floor as I picked up the scalpel. I lifted it slowly, carefully to my neck as if someone were guiding my hand with Varys, and drew it across my throat. This is the pandemic ending. So the is I'm guessing is like the fever suddenly kicking in.
No, that's shock.
Didn't they talk about like the people that get radical 6 also have a fever?
I think this was pure shock. But
Music,
seeing how
but
Kay was missing,
no visuals.
what could Kay have been? Is Kay responsible?
Oh! Hot damn, we finally got an actual ending!
Oh, we're getting...
We finished Virtue's Last Reward! Welcome to your first good ending. What? That's not a good ending.
I mean, they're all taken out of their misery. And they're all bleeding red, so I guess none of them were robots.
Which gives more credit to my theory that they're all here to act like batteries to superpower Sigma.
Sigma dead though.
Yeah, in this timeline, not in the others.
And no one said the rest has powers.
They will. They will. Definitely.
And why wouldn't they already put people like from the first game in there?
Don't you notice anything else during the last scene? Nobody had white blood. Also, Kay wasn't there.
That's the only two things, though.
Old dead lady wasn't there.
Well, she's laying behind the counter thingy.
They
You couldn't
were
see her.
all laying very close to the partition. So I'm guessing being... Wait, Sigma has red blood here.
Oh yeah, you know, you saw the blood splatter after he killed himself. True, true. So that's different in the timeline. When he cut his throat,
I'm thinking,
splattered blood.
would they do that just to not give you that piece of information in this timeline? That could just be a red herring.
Wouldn't it be better to make it more mysterious by having it splattered white?
Real quick, this music is giving me massive Metal Gear Solid vibes and I'm loving it. This is wonderful. Now I think the red splatter on the end screen could just be like a fake out.
No, I don't think they would go with a fake out for something like that.
Why?
The reason Kay is missing could also just be because they don't want to reveal his identity yet, and having him lay there in a robot suit would be kind of weird.
Or Kay just died inside the thing.
I mean, yeah, but I think it could just be a don't want to give away the identity kind of thing.
Clover End. Okay.
Why the Clover End?
Because. Hey! Okay, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I guess because Clover had so much to say in the end that it turned into a Clover End. Because we learned more about what she did.
We've also not unlocked this thing yet. That's slightly annoying.
Well, we just gotta do the other side. I say we leave that for Friday though, because we also still have some stuff to do tonight.
Wait, intro. Give us more clues.
I mean, the moon base thingy doesn't really say anything, or doesn't make it seem like it's actually on the moon necessarily. So it could still be a desert kind of thing.
So why did Sigma cut his throat? Radical 6.
Or just what's he gonna do alone?
Yes.
I mean, at some point you have to make a choice. Do you want to keep on living in a situation that is hopeless? Probably going the cannibalism route, survive on their bodies, hopefully help comes. Or you just decide to not move on. And then option C can be virus.
No, 2 options. And only 2 options. The first one is Sigma succumbed to Radical 6. So what happened in those last moments? He entered the room, everything got wavy because he suddenly got hit with that fever.
But it was clear he immediately saw them.
He immediately got hit with a fever, he saw them, he freaked out, the virus got to his brain, made him suicidal, and that's when he did it. That's the one theory that works in my head. The other one just strengthens my idea that this all exists to make Sigma go Super Sigma, and Sigma is aware that he has to keep, like different Sigmas in the different timelines, have to keep doing all of these things with these 8 other people in particular to give him the powers that he can do this. He knows this, and when they're dead, that goal cannot be accomplished anymore.
That's some very out there thingy, and I'm gonna say that's like option 99. Like it's one of the very last ones, if anything.
I don't care.
Nah.
I'm correct.
I think it's pure panic.
All I can say is stop complaining. Never. No. No. No.
Not happening.
No. 9 characters each ending for one person to learn about history. I don't care. I'll still keep complaining. Has there only been 9 things in the flowchart? I don't even remember that.
I'm not sure. Do you want to attempt to guess whose endings you're blocked for now with to be continued? I barely even remember
Nah.
what happened on those routes and who might have had more character time on
Well, you won. The decision's yours.
a route.
Now,
Can we?
Can you what?
I was wanting to save here so we can choose ally next time. But then I'll just choose ally now and then we can save the game and then we can start this clean next time. Oh.
Wait.
It was still in skip mode.
Can wait until the...
If I press the button now, we might accidentally skip this. We'll have to try this out next time. Now we override this. Double save, if the game lets me. So.
All of those options.
How do you feel now that we technically finished? Zero escape, virtuous last reward.
Hey, at least we got an... I feel like we kind of got end-ends, but... We got an official end-end.
Congrats on getting your first ending. Thank you very much.
Even though I don't get why is this an actual end-end and some of the others are not an end-end.
Because something still needs to happen.
Yeah, but like not like Clover escaping.
I'm
would
telling
have been
you,
like a Clover end if they added all this information in there.
if my theory with a Super Sigma processing plant turns out to be correct, at some point during one of the endings we will get that knowledge as the player or something that puts us towards this, that goes like, I am a mystical power, I'm you from the future, who knows, you now can go back to do these other things and do that. I think that.
Well,
Hello Dark Lord, happy Wednesday, how are you doing? We learned from a Clover ending.
that we're not all robots
That's
at the
up
moment.
for debate, honestly. Well, if you make a very sophisticated robot, it could still die like a human.
At least in that route we're not robots.
Yes, we learned that there is a cure for the nerve poison, toxin stuff that they inject us with when the bracelet kills us.
Which didn't do us much good.
Which can be used once, and it could be completely avoided if we just don't get penalized.
Penalized.
Penalized. We learned all the soy stuff.
Realized too late several streams ago that you were going to only get to be continuous on the right path, so I'm glad you're finally getting somewhere.
Thank you.
I mean,
I'm okay with that.
it kind of feels like it kind of feels like the to be continues, or like the not end ends. So it doesn't feel very different, except that we learned a bit more.
I'm okay with doing it this way because with my new headcanon that this is all, like this entire game is the Sigma training montage basically to become Super Zero. I'm okay with that. I'm also happy to take all the confusion that we will most likely have later when we jump to the ends that we couldn't finish at first. And when we just finish those up and then we're like, oh cool, that's the ending for this. I'll take it. It makes sense the way I made myself believe it does. True ends give you necessary information. Take the Clover bad ending. You betrayed Quark, Clover gets out with everyone else stuck here, but you didn't get any information about Soys.
That is true.
Not
that was
true
all
ends,
in
but
the
for
other bit.
proper character endings. Okay.
And I have to say, these last two blocks still took quite a while.
Yeah, with
That
these
is-
games you never know. Is it going to be
Yeah.
like 5 minutes or 5 hours?
Like sometimes I feel like one block is like a couple lines and then you move on to the next bit.
It can be.
And like with things like this, it's
Yeah.
like taking several hours and you're still in the same block. Like the flow doesn't tell you anything.
Yeah. I have to say though, as a very positive thing about these games, they didn't do it in 999 and they also didn't do it here. All of the splits in the flow are relatively easy to navigate. Like, not talking about the confusion when you jump in the story points, that I think that's normal. But especially having played older adventure games with like branching stories, like or Snatcher for example. If they would have gone with like, oh, if you want to get the other ending or you want to go the other fork in the route, in the flow, you have to do the puzzle in a different order. Or you have to come to a different conclusion. You have to find a certain item that is well hidden. I would probably not enjoy that nearly as much. But here it's like, okay, you make your choices, you get an ending, whether you like it or not, that's a different matter. Then you can just go back and the game grays out the options you've done. It steers you passively in the direction if you want to explore the rest. These are the choices you haven't done yet. And I like that. Yes. Because I've seen other games do that dramatically worse. Like these true visual novels where you make like different choices and like you, unless you remember, you cannot really tell what you picked when.
Yeah, that's quite handy. That was also clear in the previous game.
Yeah. I remember when we played the KFC game. I forgot the title. It's very long.
The general...
Yeah. That game didn't tell you what you already chose.
True. I suddenly forgot.
I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good dating simulator or something like that. The game was amazing.
I had fingers in my mind, but I couldn't put it in a sentence.
You shouldn't have fingers in your mind, you should have fingers in the bucket of chicken, apparently. Yeah. No. I was okay with her.
You know what I'm also okay with?
Tell me.
Ending the stream, because we need to do stuff, and also go to work tomorrow.
I need to physically go to work tomorrow. Man.
And for a change, I'm actually staying home
Yes,
tomorrow.
you've got the whole apartment to yourself.
Finally.
But I can, on my way to work, treat myself to some tasty breakfast that I normally wouldn't get because I'm too lazy to go all the way there and then come back before work.
That location does have the best ones. It's like a chain bakery kind of thing. But all of
the best ones. We're talking about pretzels.
Yeah.
If you are ever in Germany, this is a free promo. Company that I'm about to mention. If you want to sponsor us, reach out. If you like salty things and if you like soft pretzels, you should definitely, if you go to Germany at some point in your lives, go to a company called Ditsch. D-I-T-S-C-H. It's a chain, they're everywhere. And you might think, if it's a chain, maybe their stuff isn't that good.
They have really nice sunflower seed
pretzels.
They
have the best pretzels anywhere, in my opinion. I've had pretzels from legit bakeries, and they cost more, and they tasted less good. So
but honestly, it depends on the location, though, because
yes,
we've also had
franchise.
pretzels from Ditch at different places, and
they
weren't as good.
Yes.
Like
find a good one. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
And don't ditch the ditch. That should be a slogan of theirs, and honestly, if they do that now, I feel like you should sue them for stealing your incredible marketing line.
Write down the time.
Yes, timestamp that.
We'll vouch for you.
Bring it to the people that do patents on marketing stuff. Yes.
Do your thing.
21:37 was the timestamp. Today was the date. Exactly.
Oh,
do the thing.
Sitting straight.
So I press the button, you press the button.
Oh, I can press the button.
Thank you everybody for hanging out with us despite Twitch sabotaging us in the beginning. We'll be back on Friday with another beginning of an end of Virtuous Last Reward. See you then. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, thank you.